Hello everyone, welcome back to C.A.R Entertainment. I am Dylan Hamilton, and today, guys, we're going to bring you Fox Lodge's second fixture of the new season. It is another cup competition, the Senior Cup, the biggest men's cup competition in the Northwest Cricket Union. Fox Lodge, I think, are bowling first, yes, because Jamie McIntyre here is going to steam in for the very first ball of the game, and that's not a very good start. Big full beamer, giving a no ball for over waist height, and it goes through Barry Scott and it goes all the way to the rope. So 5 no balls technically to start off this game for the Ardmore innings. Ardmore relegated with Fox Lodge last year, and off that free hit that Jamie gave away, 6 runs. So 11 off 1 legal ball bowled so far, and that. Not the start Fox Lodge will look for, but definitely possible to claw this back in momentum, because Fox Lodge and Ardmore, two very, very closely matched teams, as that's a brilliant bit of fielding there from Lee Finlay mid-off. A super bit of fielding there from the man, overseas professional Kearney, going over to say, well done mate, great bit of fielding. Jamie will be grateful for there because he stopped 4 runs, definitely. Alistair's going to be the man opening with Jamie. He's so far got 2 maidens, hasn't got a wicket, an average of 29, economy 5.3. His best is 0 for 17. He'll be looking to take his first senior wicket today against Ardmore. As we see him come in here, it's going to be P. McDoyle on strike. He's just going to whip that one off the legs, and that's going to trickle away to the rope for 4 runs, and that moves Ardmore now on to 19 without loss. So 20-foot loss here now as we switch back onto the 7th over. Jamie comes in and the P. McDoyle just about get that one wide of Coopy, nickname for Lee Finlay there, and it goes away to the rope for 4 runs. So Ardmore 24 off 6 overs here, just over 6 overs. A good start for them. They'll be happy with it. I say on a wicket like this today, a very unpredictable wicket. Hold on, we'll see Ali coming in here first. That one's gone straight up. It's absolutely miles in the air. Barry Scott having to watch it the whole way. That's a fantastic catch from Barry Scott. And Alistair takes his first senior wicket. Congratulations, young boy. He gets P. McDowell. He has to go for 11. Ardmore 25 for 1 after 7.1 overs. But take a boy, Barry Scott. What a catch that was. That ball went up miles in the air. It was moving all over the shop. It's a great, great catch there. Jamie now going to run in here, and he's just put that one full toss on the beams for leg side, bashed away with the overseas professional for Ardmore, Pete Pienaar. A great shot there. So yeah, on a wicket like this here, a very grassy wicket, very unpredictable bounce wicket. It's going to be a very much up for the boards graph today. So you're chatting, if you get 150, that's probably your par score, maybe enough in this type of wicket for these two teams, which do struggle with their batting. Both teams. It is more or less a bowl and attack versus a bowl and attack here. As Adam Walker's going to come under your place, Jamie, he's Fox Lodge's most prolific wicket taker over this year and the last year. And I tell you what, that's went straight up. Craig Alexander steadies himself, takes a catch. Batsman didn't think anything off it. He just turned around and started to walk back. And I think that's going to be Peter Harrigan, who is out. And it is indeed Peter Harrigan out for 1. Bowler Adam Walker, catch Craig Alexander, and that leaves Ardmore 33 for 2 off 14.5 overs, and Fox Lodge will probably be quite happy with that start. If they can restrict Ardmore to under that 150 or around that 150 mark, they'll fancy themselves. But Fox Lodge really should be chasing anything down under 180. 180 is probably a score that you'd still back yourself at home to chase down, because you're used to it and you know how the wicket's going to play, or at least you should do when being the home team. But yeah, Aaron Haywood now going to come on. He's going to replace Alistair. He's got 11 maiden, 16 wickets, an average of 31. Over all the stats you'll see throughout the whole video, guys, are for the last year and this year, so it's all their stats up until this current point that I have stats for. So none of the stats will just be for this season unless I specified otherwise, as Aaron starts there with 5 wides, which will help Ardmore quite a lot, and that brings him on to 38 for 2 off 15 overs. So Adam Walker, we know he's got a wicket. We know Alistair has a wicket. His pace is going to trouble a lot of batsmen in this division, although this is a Senior Cup game which incorporates all the teams from the Premiership and the Championship. As Adam comes in there, oh my God, what a catch that is! Oh my God! Just a wee bit of seam off the wicket, and he finds a leading edge from the overseas professional Pete Pienaar, edges it to Brian Allen, who had to do so much work in at the slips. So much work. What a diving catch. Pete Pienaar goes for 18. Adam Walker picks up his 2nd wicket off the day, but that catch is still going to be talked about for the rest of the year. Let's take a replay. Look at this. Seams off, finds the leading edge, and look at the diving catch here. What a take that is. That is Ben Stokes. That is Ben Stokes That's just the epitome of Ben Stokes, more or less, in the slips there against Australia. That is unbelievable. What a catch, Brian Allen. Take it away. Probably catch of the season. I'll take some beating to beat that. We'll move on anyway now to Aaron Haywood. And that one's going to go straight for absolutely everyone. He's won the Decker Curry. He's still playing with Ardmore. We thought he might not have been playing because they got relegated. He's still looking for his 100th. But of course, if he gets it this year, he probably won't count it if it's in a league game, that is, because, again, Championship cricket's not a Premiership ton, and all his tons are coming out in the Premier competitions. So Championship League, I'm not too sure if he'd accept that as a personal accolade. I know I personally wouldn't count it if I was in this position. But we're going to see Adam come in here, and that's a brilliant shot. Just straight batted right back over his head for 6, and Ardmore now 61 for 3. So, right now at the crease, you have Pete Pienaar out, who's one of the top OC professionals in the league in terms of reputation, and he's gone for 18. But now Ardmore have Decker in there, and then they also have an Irish holding South African called Jared Wilson. He holds an Irish passport, but he is South African, so he's technically an all-round professional cricketer, which is something that Ardmore definitely would have splashed the cash out to get. So these two boys now can definitely change this game and definitely bring Ardmore into a big score. So it's not all gone yet, and we see Coopy comes on and gets bashed for a 6 himself. So Adam's not the only person that Decker's hitting for 6. Coopy goes for 1 as well, and that is 22.6 overs gone. He bowled an extra in this over, so he has another one to bowl. But Ardmore are on 72 for 3 at this point in the game. We move on to a couple of overs later, and they're 76 for 3. And that's a great catch from Aaron Haywood. Coopy gets a wicket, gets his first wicket off the season. Decker has to go, not being patient enough. Decker just decides to slash out, and he hits it straight to Aaron in mid-wicket. And it's a great catch. Just about gets it on camera. And just about Aaron holds on fantastic because it was hard. Coopy with the wicket, catch Aaron Haywood, the skipper for the year. Decker Curry has to go for 23, and Ardmore now 76 for 4. So a very, very evenly poised game at this moment, because when you look at it, you're just over the halfway mark, just under half of the wickets down, and Ardmore about just on average to get to that 150 mark, where they'd probably feel like if they get there, they can definitely defend that score. So it's a very evenly poised game at the moment. I think if Fox Odds can have them a couple down before 100, another 2 or 3 wickets, then it's going to be even more evenly poised. But we see there, Coopy gets hit by Jared Wilson for 4. Just on the wide on sort of area down here in Balmagari, which is a relatively small pitch compared to the other pitches around in the northwest. As Adam Walker's going to come in here now, he's going to bowl a slower ball, which is chipped straight in the air, and that's straight to Aaron Haywood at covered, and that's going to be Connor King out for 3. Ball Adam Walker, catch Aaron Haywood, Aaron's second catch off the game, of which neither combined them were near as good as Brian Allen's catch. We're still going to I'm going to be chatting about that in maybe every video for the rest of this season, saying nope, that catch doesn't beat it, nope, that one doesn't either, because that's how good Brian's catch really was. But the young man Connor King has to go back, and that leaves Ardmore 94 for 5. If Fox can have them 6 down before 100, this is going to be a very, very game. It's going to be a very good game to see whether or not Ardmore can get to that point where they feel like they have a score that is defendable. As Aaron Haywood's going to continue his bowling, but that's an absolute wonderful shot for 6 by Jared Wilson. Coopy's not happy. He smashes the side screens. He's not happy. He feels like he probably could have got there. Gives the side screen a fair whack. And Jared Wilson, yeah, like I said, he's still at the crease. And that man holding he is South African, holding that Irish passport, so he doesn't count as that second overseas professional. So he's a big, big addition to the Ardmore squad. But Kearney overseas professional for Fox Lodge, going to come on. He rolled 1 for 10 this first game last time out against New Buildings, and he's giving up like a pain, and he's giving in. He has to go. Kieran Kearney gone for 4. Kearney picks up another wicket. It's an LBW one. I think it was the exact same time. Yep. Against New Buildings in the Sammy Jeffrey. His wicket came from LBW last time as well. I'm more than 100% sure on that there. And that leaves Ardmore 106 for 6. But we move on. Jason Mulligan's going to bowl. His best is 3 for 20. He's got an economy of 4.4 and 14 wickets to his name as well. He'll be looking to add to that today. Obviously, 41.2 overs gone. Only at 110 for 6 Ardmore. They can get the 150. They'll be doing very well here now. Oh, that's a catch behind! Jeez, he's picked up a wicket. And Jared Wilson has to go for 31. And that's really all the big batting gone now for Ardmore. They have a couple of people who come in and are just bashers who can get them runs, but they're not likely in doing so. But we'll have to see how that pans out. Jared Wilson departs for 31. Another good catch for Barry Scott. JC picks up his 15th wicket over the last 2 years. And we're going to see Kearney run in now. He's only going to Brennan McMenamin, and he's beaten him. Barry Scott takes a very good stump in there. And Mr. McMenamin has to go. That leaves Ardmore 118 for 8. McMenamin goes for 8. A stumping from Barry Scott. That's his first off the season. Hopefully, Kearney will get a couple of those because he is very easy. He's very, very good with the flight, Kearney. He can definitely get the batsman to run past one very easily, and that's his second off the day. So 44.3 overs, got 118 for 8, 119 for 8 here as Jace comes in here now, and that's going to be bashed. That's a horrible looking shot, but I tell you what, it's effective. It's 4 runs. These are more 123 for 8. Fox Lodge will definitely be finding themselves right at 140. 140 at this point. If we can get them to 140 or under, we definitely have a very good chance to win this game. So that's what Fox Lodge should be setting as their goal right now. Just bowling smart, bowling to their field, making sure they have confidence in themselves, and going what they need to. That's just 2 legs headed from Jace though. And although all those fielders on the leg side and the boundaries, he's done well there, the batsman, to clear everyone and get 6 from it. So taking nothing away from the shot, he has taken on the men out there and beaten them. Jace won't be happy with himself though because it was a little bit of a loose ball right in the slot. Kearney's going to continue bowling here. He's going to be bowling, and that one's going to be hit straight down the ground. It's going to be the Alistair, and he's put it down. He puts it down. He had a lot of ground to cover there to get to the ball, and then sort of just jumps into the ball a wee bit more. Maybe just sort of staying on his feet and trying to control the catch a bit more. Would have done him the best of good. But this one comes straight down. It's another catch straight to him. Not many runs added on since then, and he takes this one safe enough. Just sort of steadies himself under it. And C. Brawley has to go for 6. Kearney gets his 3rd wicket off the day. Alistair gets his catch. So a wicket and a catch for himself. Kearney takes his 3rd wicket. So very, very good day at the office for Kearney in terms of the bowling department. And that leaves Ardmore 136 for 9. So get to that 140 mark. Is it going to be the case here? Kearney looking to get his 4th wicket. Comes in, and that's bashed all the way for 6, and that takes Ardmore over that 140 mark. And Fox Lodge now are going to be trying to play catch up in order to reduce them to a lowest score as possible. Again, like I said, Fox Lodge should be looking to defend anything up to around the region of 180 on this pitch on this day with a lot of cloud cover, which is a very good bowling day today, along with a pitch, definitely a bowler's pitch. But again, up to 180, you should be backing yourself to defend it, especially as the home team. But let's see, can Ardmore get anywhere near that point? And we see there's another 6 all the way. Oh, Kearney has 3 wickets. He's starting to get a wee bit of a tank in here now as we will move into the last over. Ardmore 148 for 9 before we move into this last over. I believe it's going to be bowled by Jason Mulligan, but we'll have to just wait and find out. It is going to be Jace, who's got 1 wicket on 152 for 9 here at the moment. And there's another 6. That's an absolute fantastic shot. Alan Walker have to climb the gate to go fetch the ball. 158 for 9 with 2 balls left because there has been an extra in this over. It'll be interesting to see what happens here as the ball gets thrown back in the GS. So it was a quick retrieval, so well done to Adam to get that retrieval back. Well, Mr. Neely, I believe is he skipper? He might not be a skipper actually, I'm not sure, but he's bashed that one for 6 as well. It's well over the head of the long off fielder, and that's 6 more, and that takes Ardmore to 164, which is a total that is well more than competitive on this pitch. Ardmore will definitely back themselves to defend that, but Fox Lodge should also definitely back themselves if they go out and play positive cricket to chase that down, which we'll now see the last ball off the innings before we go into the halftime break, and then Fox Lodge comes out for their batting innings. So Jace comes out here now. You're going to get that. He makes the batsman run past the Barry Scott, takes his 2nd stumping off the day, and Mr. Gary Neely has to walk back for 27. So did do a very good job for his team there, getting them to 164 all out off the exact 50 overs. So the only man not out then was the man at the opposite end, the number 11. So Ardmore all out for 164, 165 Fox Lodge need to win. Jace picks up 2 wickets, but we'll go to the bowlers' innings highlights here in just a few moments. So a very good innings from Ardmore. He pulled that back from the situation they were in. Fox Lodge will feel hard done by him, not bowling them out for less, as we see there the total. So Jimmy McIntyre 5 overs, 2 maiden, 17 runs, 0 wickets at a 3.4 economy. Alistair Doherty 7 overs, 1 maiden, 11 runs, 1 wicket, 1.6 economy. Phenomenal economy from the young boy. Kearney Nell 10 overs, 1 maiden, 25 runs, 3 wickets, 2.5 economy. Adam Walker 6 overs, 1 maiden, 21 runs, 3 wickets, 3.5 economy. Aaron Haywood 10 overs, 1 maiden, 23 runs, 0 wickets, 2.3 economy. Lee Finlay, always known as Cupie, 4 overs, 0 maidens, 19 runs, 1 wicket and a 4.8 economy. And then Jace 8 overs, 0 maidens, 38 runs, 2 wickets and a 4.8 economy as well. So going on from that point, you should be just wondering to see here when Ardmore, after 50 overs, getting 164, what you would actually think is going to happen in the Fox Lodge batting innings. And it will be a very interesting innings to see actually what will happen. So I will see you for the Fox Lodge innings. Here we are for the Fox Lodge innings. Barry Scott and Craig Alexander will be opening. Barry Scott is going to be taking strike. He has played in 18 matches, 18 innings, with 316 runs. His best being 107. As you see, strike rate is just for this season because I didn't calculate strike rate last season, so I can't put it on top. So all the strike rate for the whole season, guys, will be just for this season. So Barry's averaging 19, didn't get a run last game out. That's why his strike rate is 0 for this season. That doesn't make sense because he got 107 runs, but it's for this season only. Then you have Craig Alexander, who's played 4 matches for the senior side. He's got 68 runs at an average of 17. His best coming 43. His strike rate is 6.9 after the first game of the season. He'll want to increase that today by quite a bit, I would imagine. So, looks like it's going to be Mr. Gary Neely, the man who got quick fire runs for Ardmore at the end of the innings to open the bowling for them. As we see, Barry Scott's going to be opening the batting on strike for Fox Lodge. And here comes the first ball of the Fox Lodge innings in their chase of 164. Oh, so a very good ball to start with there. Hitting the deck at a nice length there, Mr. Neely, and he gets the ball just to wobble a wee bit in the air, and Barry goes to play at it, but then thinks better off it and moves the bat away, and that's going to be a dot to start the game, to start this innings, I should say. Moving on now to over number 5, Same Bowler, coming off Fox Lodge, 3 for nothing at this point in time. That one goes down the leg side, and it's going to go away for 4 runs. Or is it going to be wide? He's going to give him his wide, so it's going to be 5 wides. And that means Fox Lodge on the 8 without loss after 4 overs. Of course, that wasn't a legal ball, so we're not going to do the 4.1 on that. Sometimes I do put it on, sometimes I don't. Just depends how I'm feeling on the edit. So I probably need to fix that in terms of consistency. But yeah, Mr. Jared Wilson, that man who top scored for Ardmore with 31, is going to be running here now. And he's going to get a big LBW shot, and he's going to give him. Barry Scott walks back to the pavilion after another low score. 4 this time. I suppose it's better than what he got last time out, but still only 4. Jared Wilson picks up the first Fox Lodge wicket as an LBW shout. Fox Lodge 19 for 1 after 9.2 overs. So draw that comparison to the last game last week as JC Milligan comes in. He's got an average of 28, his best 118 not out, 395 runs at 72.1 strike rate. But yeah, look at that comparison, guys. 10 overs, Fox Lodge. At about 10 over mark, Fox Lodge will probably be about 20. That's a 2 run rate. That's a 2 run rate, more or less. That's unbelievably bad. Whenever your run rate is only 3.3, you only needed a 3.3 to win this game in terms of the run rate. So not being able to chase that down would be quite calamitous. I know the pitch is tough to bat on and all, but whenever you only go on a run rate that's 2 and over is pretty damn bleak. But looks like that's not going to be the case because JC with 4 there brings Fox Lodge to 31 for 1, actually at 12.5 overs, as Craig Alexander chips that one straight up. Similar-ish to how he was out last week, and he has to depart for 14, just chipping the ball up in the air. Connor Brawley gets his first back, getting Fox Lodge's second. Peter Harrigan with the catch. Fox Lodge 31 for 2 after 13 overs. So yeah, Fox Lodge playing themselves, and they can't. That's their own real fault. But playing themselves into this negative situation, feel like they have to play a shot like that there, as our overseas professional Kearney will now come in. But yeah, after 13 overs, when you're only in 31 and you know that your strike rate's below where you need to be at, you're now putting yourself in the situation now we need to start hitting runs here. And then you play a stupid shot like Craig just did, and then you get out due to it. So Fox Lodge only have to blame themselves for that there, for playing themselves into a poor situation where they feel like they have to play these bad shots. Connor Brawley's going to come in here now. That one's going to be down leg side. And I think that's going to go to the rope for 4 as well. Will the umpire give these as wides? It'll be interesting to see. He gives them his leg buys, so it just will be 4. So that makes Fox Lodge 36 for 2 after the 15, and that's just over the 2 and over because obviously 2 15s is 30. So just about the 2 and over, just over it a wee bit. And we won the 18.3. JS is going to hit that one straight. He's called for a run. That's never a run there. That's suicidal. And he's run out the pro. Kearney has to depart for just 2 runs. He's been run out by Peter Harrigan. JS with a stupid call there, but he's absolutely devastated. Crouched over the non-strikers, and he knows how big that is. And he's absolutely devastated, and I feel sorry for Jace as well because he knows himself that was a very, very poor decision. And we know both of them are quick between the wickets, just in that case it wasn't 2B. It was a per run, but I'll go back to the thing about playing yourself into that situation. Fox Lodge on a very bad strike rate and a very poor run rate. Jace probably thinks, right, we need to get runs, so he hits that shot and the man thinks, right, yeah, we'll take a quick single here, runs him out stupidly, but that was just simply because he played himself in the situation, and then Jace probably out of anger hits a shot straight to mid-off, and he has to depart himself now. So Ardmore having Fox Lodge 39 for 4 means there's another top order failure by Fox Lodge. The whole top order absolutely failing. You only have BA left. Aiden's going to come into the middle order. Well, BA technically in the middle order as well, but all the batsmen who's in the team solely for a batting purpose so far for Fox Lodge have failed, other than Brian and Aiden, who's going to come in here. But we'll see if they'll continue that trend and fail as well in terms of scoring significant runs. Fox Lodge 39 for 4 after 19.1 overs. Not good at all from the Fox Lodge perspective. They'll still think it's definitely possible to chase us down, especially when Aiden just flicking that one round the corner, and that's going to go to the rope for 4 runs. So Fox Lodge definitely have hope with Brian and Aiden at the crease, batsmen that are more than capable of scoring runs, and Fox Lodge's lower orders, we know from the Bulls game, actually scored some runs as well. So it's definitely batting to come for Fox Lodge, albeit not batting that you may necessarily think is going to be capable of getting you big runs, but these two here are definitely capable of doing that. Obviously Jared's going to come in here now. BA slaps back and slaps that to the rope. That's a fantastic shot from Brian Allen. Exactly the type of batting you need to do. Just watch the ball all the way from run up to release and sit back and spank it to the rope. If the ball's set up, punch it. Just make sure you're being positive, you're looking to score runs, and you're watching the ball the whole way. When you watch the ball the whole way and you just play it under your eyes, you'll have no problem batting wise. BA again smashes that one through, cover for 4 on another brilliant shot. Again, that technique right there. Brian basically didn't even move his feet there. He just stood with a head over the ball and crashed it through covers. Because I'll tell you a little bit of a secret here, guys. Feet movement means jack nothing when it comes to cricket. It's all about your head. If you get your head over the ball, your feet will follow. If your head starts to move over your body, your feet will follow, so it keeps balance. But if your head falls left or right, your feet won't do that for you, and then you'll start to fall over balance and you'll not play a shot with control. But we do see Brian there. Correct shot choice, correct positive mentality. Nothing wrong with it, but he just hits it straight to the fielder. He picks Kieran Curley out. Jared Wilson gets a second off the innings. Fox Lodge 52 for 5. It will be done as another failure, but I have no problem with Brian getting out that way. It's a positive attitude trying to score runs, and they need to do it in that situation because the run rate for Fox Lodge right now is absolutely woeful. Just going to the skipper, Aaron Haywood come in and bang on 200 runs at this point. He's averaging 13. His best is 46. His striker at 15.38. We'll look to increase that a wee bit himself, the skipper. And we'll see how Fox Lodge can do it. Can they mount the comeback? We know Fox Lodge do love a comeback. They're very, very good at it. We've seen it about 3 or 4 times last year. More or less all Fox Lodge's wins last year were nearly enough comebacks. So it will be very interesting to see how they do that. Kearney's going to run in here now. Aiden's going to flick that one off the legs, and that's going to be 4 runs. So another great shot from the youngster. Aiden, this is his season to come on right now. So it'll be very interesting just to see how Aiden does. So we'll see how this continues on. It's going to be Jared Wilson now coming in. I think it's Aaron on strike here now. He's going to whip that one. And that one's going to run away to the boundary for 4 as well. That means Fox Lodge only 60 for 5 after 26 overs. So Jared Wilson definitely the man of the match so far, you have to say, because Ardmore definitely in the correct position to win. That's Aiden, steps back. That's a wonderful shot for 4 runs. Absolutely textbook. It's definitely beautiful to watch. I love watching Aiden bat when he's in a positive mindset where he looks to score runs. He's so controlled. He plays every shot with such brilliant control, with such purpose. He's a very, very nice batsman to watch. He's very easy on the eye. You could watch him bat for absolute days. So you could. He just plays shots with that much control and that much precision. He's a very nice batsman to watch. So Decker's now going to run it. It's going to be Aaron on strike, the skipper. He's going to come in. Aaron hits that straight back down the ground. It's a wonderful shot. My favourite shot in the world of cricket, that one. Just a punch straight back down the ground. It's a glorious shot when it gets pulled off like Aaron has managed there. And that means Fox Lodge 68 for 5. So a bit of a stand here, a bit of a partnership developing. Fox Lodge will hope this continues. As Decker runs in, it's going to be Aaron again. That time, he says, you know what, the long handle's coming out, and he hits that one all the way. Oh, did it go for 6? Did it go for 6? It's given as a 4 by the man out there. He would have had a better view than us. We'll take his word for it, although there may be an element of bias in there. Well, could have been 6. And he's just lying about it. But you definitely have to take the sportsmanship out of it, and we'll say, definitely, right, it was 4 runs. We'll take his word for it. And that means Fox Lodge 72 for 5. after 29.3 overs here. Decker's going to run into Aaron. Aaron's going to try and cut that one straight to the man. Oh, he's had it in the air though, and that's a wicket. Fox Lodge 75 for 6. The captain goes for 12. Decker Curry with a second wicket off the game. Peter, I think that's his second catch in the run out he's got. 75 for 6. Fox Lodge will say this is a very long way back now. A very, very difficult situation to win this game now. But you never know in cricket. Anything's sort of possible, especially in the Senior Cup. So as Aaron goes, it's Alistair coming in. He's yet to get a run. So we've seen him get his first wicket in senior cricket. We'll see if he gets his first runs here. Definitely not in the team for his batting. He's a very, very good batter for his school. He's very, very good as well whenever he plays for the seconds and for the midweek sides. A couple of 50s they name. I think he scored maybe 6 or 7 50s throughout his career in lower formats. But since going up to the senior squad, hasn't had that luck. But we see here now, as the ball comes through, it's slashed away for 4 runs. It's a very nice shot from Alistair, who gets his account underway in senior cricket with that 4. Hopefully he can go on and just display that standard cricket that we know he can definitely do with his batting. As Fox Lodge are now 80 for 6. We do have a team talk going on between the two Northwest Warrior Development Squad players. Fox Lodge definitely one of the best youth systems in the Northwest, having I think 3 of their players in that development squad, with Aiden, Alistair, and I think Adam Boyd as well, who plays with the seconds. And that one comes in. Oh my, how's he got out there? How's he got out there? He's edged that one onto his pad, and then it's just came back onto the stumps. So Alistair has to be he's very confused about how he's out there. And I am a wee bit too, you know. So that is Fox Lodge 80 for 7. A very unlucky bit of batting there, because he's edged that one onto his pad, and it's just came back and hit the stumps. It's a very unfortunate way to get out there. Nothing really much he could have done about it. Maybe just playing it a bit, we just timing a bit better. But he has to go for 4. At least he's got his account on the way. He'll take the positive in that there. But Jim McIntyre has to come in now, and the pressure's on him. He has to get runs because it's 80 for 7 now, Fox Lodge. And there's a long way to go in this game. But you have to say Ardmore, if they lose it from this point, will be absolutely devastated. It'll be absolutely horrible from their perspective. So Jared comes in the bowl. He's got 3 wickets today. He's going to be bowling to Jamie. Jamie's going to smack that one. Oh, and big inside edge. We call that a Garvey. Chinese cut for 4. And Jamie picks up his first runs off the day with that 4 there. And now Fox Lodge are 85 for 7 after 31.4 overs. So still 20 overs to go, and they only need about 80 runs. You definitely think, oh come on, you're bound to be able to do that. But when you take the 7 wickets down, you're thinking, nah. That's going to be very, very difficult. But Aiden's there. As long as Aiden's there, they have a chance. And as soon as I say that, commentator's curse, he has to go. To be fair, it's a very, very good ball. Absolutely fantastic ball. Just yorked them really and didn't pick it at all. So very, very good indeed from Kieran Curley there to dismiss Aiden for 17. He's one of the top scorers so far for Fox Lodge. He has to depart. It's going to be Lee Finlay, always known as Coopy, coming in the bat here for Fox Lodge as their 92 for 8. And once again, Fox Lodge do rely on their lower order to dig them out of a situation. I think at this point, Fox Lodge definitely, I think, let's just damage limitation at this point now. Let's just get there about 120, 130. We'll be happy with that there. Just to provide this from being absolutely embarrassing like it was against New Buildings. But you never know. Maybe if Coopy and Jamie, and maybe even if Walker gets in, if he can start to get runs, then it might creep back in. You start to think, hold on a minute. There's a possibility Fox Lodge could win this. As we see Coopy coming in here now, he's at 17 matches, 12 and has 110 runs, an average of 12 and a strike rate of 70. So not too bad there at all. So let's see what happens. We're going on the over 35.3. It's going to be Kieran Curley coming to Jamie. Jamie, you know what? He's had enough of this year. Bashed that away for 4 runs. Great shot by Jamie McIntyre. Fox over the 100 mark at this point. On the 106, only 6 more to beat their score last time against New Buildings. 111 they were all out for last time. They'll be definitely hoping for more if they can't help it. So Kieran Kearney going to run in once more. He's going to be bowling to Coopy this time. Coopy, and he has to go bold, pretty much similar to delivery that he got to Aiden. Just yorked him really, and he has to go back to the pavilion for a well-made 12. Not many highlights in here often. Most of them were just singles and twos. But I'll tell you what, runs went up. Fox Dodge 111 for 9 after 37.2 overs. So as Kupi departs there, we are now going to see the new batsman, the number 11, Adam Walker, coming in. We know Adam likes a hit. We know Adam can do it as well. We know Adam is more than capable of scoring runs, but he's a hit or miss man. Either gets he runs very quickly, gets he runs very well, or he basically falls for 1 or 2 balls. It's one or the other. Hopefully today, Fox Dodge will be hoping to get a couple. Definitely, like I said, at this point, they're definitely probably only looking for Jamie and Adam to get them their respectable score for about 125, 130. But if they creep above that, hope will maybe set in. You can always hope that maybe a miracle will happen and these two can win the game for Fox Dodge and take them to the next round of the Senior Cup. As that one comes in, that's going to be wide. They'll take those. Will they go down for his buys? If they're buys, that's a horrible bit of keeping. And as he's giving them his buys, that is horrible wicket keeping. And I believe it's the overseas professional, it's too, Pete Pienaar. If you're an overseas professional, mate, and you are a wicket keeper, you should be relatively ashamed of yourself for that bit of keeping. That is horrible. That's buys and you let it just go straight past you. Like, you should be doing a lot better there. It's not like the ball was low down or anything. But we'll move on from that and we'll see Mr. Neely trying to finish it off, thinks his pace is going to be good enough to get these boys up, but Adam Walker just says, nah, mate, no way in hell. Bash you to the rope for 4. Love that from Adam Walker. Bashes the pace brilliantly, so he does. And these two now make Fox Dodge on the 120 for 9. So not as embarrassing as it was against New Buildings. Definitely they'll think that they should have chased this down, but you never know. Still, miracles can happen. Fox Dodge could still miraculously, possibly, dreamingly pull this off. As we see Mr. Neely running once more. No, we're going to skip over now. Jared Wilson, he thinks he can get his 4 for the day. He thinks his pace is going to be good enough, and he's going to be able to find himself at the rope as well. Jimmy McIntyre threads him through for a brilliant shot, and that's going to be 4 runs. And that moves Fox Dodge on to 130 for 9. So believe it or not, these two have got Fox Dodge the 130 for 9. Brilliant batting. Jimmy's batted very well. Walker's got runs as well on his name, and this has now become quite interesting. Fox Dodge need 35 runs to win this. It's still quite a long way off, but hope is there because these two can get them there. They do have the ability to do it, but they are big hitters and they are known for giving it a long handle, and so you're sort of just waiting for that moment where they are going to do that. And Walker's decided to do it now, but is it going to clear the man? He's running too far. It's over his head and it bounces 1.4. He's misjudged that horribly, the fielder out there. Walker gets 4 runs. He could have easily been out there, but he got away with it. And I said that was going to happen. These two do like to hit the ball big, and that could be the downfall in this partnership. But if you're going to get a wee bit of luck on your side there, then that's what you want. Well, it didn't really luck. It was just a mistake on the part of the Ardmore fielder for overrunning the ball, not watching it. Decker Curry is going to come in here now, though. We're in 43.4 overs. Fox has 140 for 9. Can he get his third wicket? Jamie gets too much under that. Is he going to overrun it this time? No, he takes it. And that is the game. Ardmore win by 24 runs. Jamie McIntyre gets 24 himself. He batted very well. Decker Curry with his third wicket. Caught by Brandon McMenamin. Fox Lodge all out for 140 and lose this Senior Cup by 24 runs. And that means Fox Lodge are now out of the Sammy Jeffrey and the Senior Cup. They're out of both cup competitions they are in. All they have left now for the year is the league and the T20 competition as well. I believe they're not entered into a national cup, but that could be wrong in that there, and if they are, we'll bring you that game. There's all the roundup for Fox Lodge's batting innings. I should say that the day after the Senior Cup game, Fox Lodge played New Buildings in the league. It was a rearranged fixture, so that game will be brought to you later on this week, hopefully, and the next game that Fox Lodge will be actually playing will be on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. And that is I think it's a way to kill it clearly. But as we see through there, Fox Dodge only getting up to 140 and 17 of those being extras. And then if you go through the roundup in the Senior Cup round 1, here in Balmagari, Ardmore batted for 50 overs, all out for 164. Jared Wilson top scoring 31. Fox Lodge's best bowler, Kearney, nailed 3 for 25. And then Fox Lodge, after 43.4 overs, got 140. Jimmy McIntyre top scoring with 24. Decker Curry, 3 for 11 off 8.4 overs. I have been Dylan Hamilton from C.A.R Entertainment, and hopefully the next game I bring you will be a Fox Lodge one. Anyway, I will see you all next time.
Hey you, I saw you from the distance. Hey you, can we talk?